Hello everyone. I'm not Masahiro Sakurai, but I too live in a home, and was inspired by Min-Min's living room-based presentation. It's humbling to know that even God will splurge on 2 TVs if it means the optimal gaming setup. So sit back, grab a bowl of ramen, and relax as I take you through the simple, the stupid, and surprisingly effective strategies that Min-Min has under her belt to make your friends want to spit directly into your mouth. Let's spring right into it, shall we? Oh, nobody cooked those. I mean, fuck, I get. Oh!
From the moment this character demonstration dropped, it was made clear that Min-Min is either the most blatantly straightforward or the most unnecessarily complicated character in this game. On one hand, the A button and the B button do mostly the same thing as they control Min-Min's left and right arms respectively. Her held neutral attack, forward tilt, neutral special, forward and back aerials, forward smash, and forward special are all essentially just varying degrees of punches that range anywhere from Elastigirl with an inferiority complex all the way to Mr. Fantastic on Bull Shark testosterone. On the other hand, well, the other hand is controlled by the B button, we've already discussed this, but on the proverbial other hand, well, throw these punches while you angle the attack, you can curve the arm. Pressing A and B together launches both arms consecutively. What the fuck is her hair made of? Shoot both arms in different directions at once. Attacks can be performed in the air. Arm attacks are a massive disjointed hitbox. Are they like soba? The neutral attack can be tapped or held to produce different attacks. Attacks have longer range than her tilt. Is that why she's wearing a bowl on her head? And you know, last I checked, arms don't usually come with a goddamn instruction manual, but needless to say, they can do a lot. But hey, don't let your small Oonga Boonga brain discourage you from picking her up, though. You'll get a better grip on this stuff as you go along. For now, all you need to remember is that Min-Min's arms are about as long as my dick. Very long, not at all in a sexual way, just very long and not at all related to the size of your pingus. With that in mind, I'd like to direct your attention to the following diagram. This is a graphic representing the disparity in arm length between Min-Min and the average character. As you can see, Min-Min's arms are notably longer. This means that being the feeble-minded and decidedly beta-esque gamer you are, all you have to do is just be the most effective garbage player on that battlefield and use Min-Min's paramount harebrained strategy of running to the opposite side of the map, rolling out the punches like your name is Mike, just a little nibble Tyson, and repeatedly knocking your opponent away before they can reach you. And keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier in that fever dream of an info dump, that Min-Min can curve all of her punches up and down, and she can use all of her punches while moving back and forth and while jumping. Also, since Min-Min's literal noodle arms don't actually have a hitbox, you should be safe against things like counters too. All that said, there is one last thing you'll want to know for this strategy in order to mix things up, and that's Min-Min's down special. Remember how I said the A button and the B button do mostly the same thing? Yeah, this is one of the exceptions. Min-Min's down special switches through 3 different features for the right arm, all of which have different strengths and weaknesses. It's sort of like rock, paper, scissors. Except if you had a rock, paper, and scissors and your opponent had nothing. And also they're completely facing the wrong direction, and also they're like 30 feet away, and also their bare ass is exposed. Anyway, the first feature is the Ram Ram, and it's basically like if a Beyblade had a cooler older sibling. To keep it brief, it's the fastest of the 3 options, and it swings around in a curve to prevent your opponent from rushing and from returning to the stage. The second option is the Megawatt, which is the slowest of the 3 attacks, but comes in swinging like a ribbed for her pleasure wrecking ball to shed your opponents of their poor, fragile mortal coil faster than they can say, alas, poor. The third option is the Dragon. This one is right down the middle in terms of speed, but if you hold down the attack button after inputting the hit, the Dragon will quickly boot and rally a fucking laser beam, which is probably hands down the coolest sentence I have ever said in my life. On top of that, the left arm also has its own scaly laser-spewing creature on it at all times, and if you throw an opponent, that arm will get bigger, stronger, and it'll fire an even more powerful weeb boner popper of a laser. In short, to summarize these moves,
it is a little something for everyone.
Now, after a good while of tenderizing your newly pulpified opponents, they're probably gonna wise up to the old scum Gatling strategy and find a way to break through your defenses. If this happens to you, you've got 3 options that are all equal parts baby rage inducing, as they are vastly entertaining because you get to laugh at baby as they slam their non-dexterous ham hock of a fist through drywall. Option 1, your opponent charges headlong for you while attempting to avoid your attacks, which by the way is an almost admirably stupid decision, but anyway, there are 2 avenues you can go down in this scenario. Sort of your classic fight or flight reaction. We'll save the former for later though. So as your opponent barrels towards you, you can charge Min-Min's up special to totally spring yourself out of the way. Just make sure you use this move on the ground because the up special in the air is a tether, and that's not gonna get you dick. What makes this even better though is that while you're in the air, you're able to follow up that move with something like a down aerial, which just launches you at terminal velocity right back down at the ground, which believe me is incredibly frustrating to play against. So for the sake of asserting yourself as the alpha, just do it whenever you feel like it. Option 2, your opponent has decided to counter your masterclass arm flailing with projectiles. Ew, what a camping bitch. Well, first and foremost, I recommend recommend that you pause the game right now, tell them that they're a camping bitch, and that you would never. And right now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, wait, hold up, Ty. Isn't camping like the exact strategy that you gave us when you told us to run to the opposite side of the map and just spam those 39.5-foot arm attacks? And to that, I say, it's not camping if you're using your fists. That's a melee attack. Stupid. Anyway, after you completely decimate them with your infallible logic, you can actually reflect their projectiles with your up smash, which may seem like a really random move to give a reflector to, and that's because it is. Option 3. So this is part 2 to that whole opponent charging at you foolhardily conundrum. If you're dead set on standing your ground because you ain't no bitch, fret not. Remember those arms that can stretch the approximate length of a standard regulation football field? Well, if you can believe it, that also translates to grabs. So all you gotta do is just use your super arm bear hug jitsu and then follow it up with whatever you're feeling in that particular moment. Up throw into up air is a classic juggling setup. Down throw followed by a neutral aerial could be a good mix-up, considering you've got the down special that impacts the speed and power of that move. But anyway, the reason I saved this move for last is because I figure it's probably the most annoying option of the 3 because of how completely stupid the grab range is, but also just as a reminder that in hurling your opponent off the stage with a forward or back throw, you can always use that down special and find the right tool to mercilessly eviscerate your opponents and send them straight back to whatever more than likely weird, sweaty gamer hive they crawled out from. Because once again, I will reiterate that these moves are perfect for using the mix-ups to completely and utterly crush your opponent's dreams. And god damn it, if that's not gaming, I don't know what is.
Well, that's all I've got for today. I've got to get back to staring at the wall as I slowly slip into the everlasting agony that is my own despair. For my 3DS. Until next time.
Well, hey there, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe because I make a new video every single Monday. I also try to live stream fairly often, but, no promises. Anyway, I got a bunch of social media down at the bottom of the screen, in the description, in the comments. Yeah, they're everywhere. If you want to support me, go follow those. You guys' support does mean a lot to me, and it really helps out with the channel, so thank you. And finally, which of the 2 characters on the screen do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments or in my Discord, and I'll get it started. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you around.